Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for being gone for so long, but the school was finishing up, then I just got a job. I had to learn the ins and outs of that. Then I ended up getting surgery. Now we're finna move, but this video is gonna be on like how I study, because some folks have been lately asking me what I used to study, what version do I used to study, how often do I study. So I thought I'd put this together and do like a little nobody has an excuse type deal. Not like wagging my finger tisk tisk tisk, because everybody's life is hectic in different ways. So I'm going to have this in tiers. The first one's going to be those that don't really have money, and if your income is a little bit better, and then if you have income, and then so on and so forth. So for those that still living in their parents' roof, just have a summer job, that sound is Sansa. She's chewing on one of her little bully sticks, so never mind her. So if you don't have a job, or you're still living at home, or what, anyone can have this, to be honest, but more focused to those that don't have a job. If you have one of these, you got a Bible. So that red icon right there is on the App Store and also in the Android store. It's Bible.is, but you just have to like type in "faith comes by hearing," and then you'll get that red icon. So you click on there, and it's thinking. I think it's already set on my parameters. My parameter is the English Standard Version, because I'm already comfortable with the King James Version to know the subtle differences. So like I'm not gonna get confused. Like, wait a second, what about this? That I'm comfortable, but it's not all about me. What's good about this app is if you can download the material. And if you want to go into zero technology mode, in a sense, what I mean by that is like Wi-Fi, whatever, people pinging you on Facebook if you subscribe to that stuff, or Instagram, or whatever distractions. Just turn off your Wi-Fi, put on the airplane mode, and you're just left to just this device. You can read it, or you can listen to it.
John 11. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus.
There's different languages, different versions. Like if I click on Bible, there's the English Standard, the dramatized version, or the non-dramatized for the deaf people. King James drama, King James non-drama, American, the New American Drama Bible. Well, you get the point, right? So you can download it onto your phone and have it that way. Then if you have some cash, but you're still a little broke, maybe you have 3-4 kids, which is not bad, because we were supposed to be fruitful and multiply, so don't be dissing on those people that got more than one kid. Hey, dollar store, $1. It's just the New Testament. But I wouldn't get hung up on that. Yeah, we should have a full Bible, because we should have the full Word of God. But the New Testament is just the abridged Does that mean shortened? Abridged? Like you make a bridge from here to there. I don't know. It's the shortened version of the Old Testament. Sorry, my mind's not up there. I'm distracted with her chewing. The only drawback with this is that it's made out of like word search paper or coloring book paper, and I don't know if it held up to. Where's John? I circled something here with would be in chapter 4, I think. Nah, it's pencil. I didn't use highlighter in here, but there's that dollar store. You can get if you can get a pack of gum that you don't need, or that chocolate bar that you don't need, or I'm not judging anybody on it because I eat chocolate. But like, let's just say no, I'm not gonna do it. That's why my videos get so long, because I start deviating from what I want to say. Dollar store. If you got $1 and tax, whatever your state taxes are, then you have yourself a Bible. Next, moving right along, we're going to, if you do have some money to fork over for your studying, then you can head over to christianbookstore.com. I will put the link down in the description. No, I don't get any money for them. I really shouldn't have to say that. I'm just sharing what I know. So, this is the 1611 King James Version. It has that nice little, the Bible smell, and that Bible paper that kind of resembles rolling paper for marijuana. Did she just relax? Most people, didn't Jesus come for the sinners? You know what rolling paper looks like. And anyway, people can use it for cigarettes, so get off my case. Some good things about this is that there's precepts, and I'll show you what I mean by that if you don't know what that means. See those little things here on the side? That means that whatever was said here, you could, and this is what, Jeremiah? Jeremiah. So this is in Jeremiah. That means you can either find what was said in Jeremiah, or you can go back to the New Testament, because perhaps somebody mentioned it in the New Testament. Downfalls of this is, and I'll show you a prime example with the name. You see that is an I, because the J didn't come into existence until like after, I forget. I used to know when, like the 1700s or something like that. They introduced new letters because it was like confusing back then. The S's look like F's, and I'm trying to see if I can find one now, but I can't. The U's look like V's, and the V's look like U's. I just had one. Anyway, like the word suffer, like suffer the children not to, like to have them come to him. The F's look like biscotti biscuits without the line. So it looked like fancy S's, if that makes sense. I'm trying to find one and I really can't find one. Okay, neither here or there. So this you can find it on the bookstore for $20.99 plus tax plus shipping and handling. Moving right along. I'm trying to make this fast because I've done this like 3 times and the last one was 40 minutes, and I know there's no way you guys are going to sit there listening. It's okay. Yeah, I have a lot of books here. Yeah, I'm happy about it because I've been wanting this for about 2 years now. Now, the next thing I'm going to introduce you to, if you don't know, is called the Companion Bible. Looks like this. There is a leather-bound soft one, but it's a bit more expensive. Now, the good thing about the Companion Bible is this is also a King James. Mostly all of my Bibles are King James, with the exception of 2. I have an English Standard version with the Army print on there because I got it when I was in the Army, and then another one that I'm going to show you. Neither here nor there. So this is the King James, the Companion Bible, enlarged type edition. You can find this also on the christianbookstore.com for $39.49. So $40 plus tax plus shipping wherever the tax is in your location. That's how much you're going to pay. What I love about this Bible is, and I'm going to go to the first Barashit, which is origins or in the beginning. So let's take the word was. Like we all know, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. But did you know that the word was should have not been was? It should. No, I thought I was going to make a little quick joke there, but no. Okay, so it shouldn't have been was. It should have been became, because the word in the Hebrew is haya. And haya is 1961 in your Strong's Concordance, which means to become, to fall out of, like just, where, let me just look it up. No, because I have it right here. It's just like to become, fall out, and to be. So I don't know why they translated and the earth was. I mean, now you have to remember that the words that we use today is not the way they might have used it back then. Like, so perhaps, I don't know, because this is like trying to fit a twin size sheet on a queen size bed. You can't, like, I don't know how it was, but that's neither here nor there. It's somewhere in that Bible has a letter to the reader saying, we did what we could, but we don't speak Greek and we don't speak Hebrew. Go ahead and get you a little supplementation so you can get the word the way it's supposed to be. I just have to find it, and when I do, I will make a video on that. So, recapping. And the earth was, it should have been, and the earth became. So, with that being said, I am definitely going to do a video, like, on the first 6 chapters of Genesis. I really want to go through that and just, when we read, we tend to read what's on the paper and trust that that's how it really was translated. Like, there's some people that think that the King James Version is perfect and there's no blemishes in there. That's not the case, because if that's the case, then Jesus, we got a problem, because then Jesus said, if anyone does not hate their mother and father, you can't be my disciples. But if he's preaching love, then how can he ask us to hate? No, it's love less. Okay? So don't come at me saying, well, Audrey, the Bible is perfect. Why do you need translations? Because we just need to know. Just like I think it's in Proverbs or Psalms, like it's a matter for him to hide a secret, but it's our jobs to seek out the secret, you know? So you're like, oh, that's a diamond, or, oh, look, found me a piece of gold nugget. Okay? Moving right along. I think I'm going to leave it there on here. This one does not have precepts, but interestingly, no, I can't get the word. Because it's going to be a whole 40 minutes of me tongue twisting. This book, interestingly enough, nope, see, I can't do it. Can't do it. And watch, when I'm done, it's going to come to me. Or sometime in between doing this. I also wanted to do another, bring something out on here. I'm going to have to stand up and lift this because this book is heavy. Sansa, one of these days I'm going to kill you because you just want to be everywhere. All right. So you see how, like, this is the text, and this is explaining verse by verse what's here. Like, you can't see it. See all those ands that I have highlighted? Those are called polyscendentants, and I don't mean that thing that your grandma used on her dentures to keep it in her mouth. That's polydent. There's 2 different things, okay? Don't get it confused. Polyscendentant, so it pretty much means that every time they use the word and, that means there's much more that was done that was really said. So if you envision an iceberg, you just see the one that's popping out of the water, but underneath it all, there's that big thing that sunk the Titanic, which wasn't really the Titanic, it was the Olympia, but since the captain of that ship had so many accidents, they could no longer cash out on the insurance, so one day sorry, I did it again, but if you want to know about that story, let me know, and I'll tell you guys about it. So anyway, iceberg, polyscendentant, more said, there's more done than what was actually said. Now I also want to say, without form equals waste, and that's tuhu vabuhu. Tuhu vabuhu. You can find that in Isaiah chapter 45 verses 18 and 19, where God says, I created things not in vain. So this is alluding to a time before the flood. Like, okay, so there's 3 earth ages. Okay, right now, there was the world that was, and the world that is currently, and the world that will be. Don't get confused with that. It's just like, I'm me. Last year I was 36. This year I'm 37. Next year I'm going to be 38. So when Lucifer fell, God was like, this is ridiculous. Broosh, and then just like went ham on everything. Maybe I shouldn't say ham, because either way, he don't like pigs and what the abbreviation for that is. But he went like bat crazy and destroyed everything. And this ain't talking about Noah's flood. But when I do the Genesis chapter 1 through 6, we'll go through that. Neither here nor there. Okay. The back of this book has, let me check the time, 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, I'm going to run over. Maybe I can do this in less than 20 minutes. So there's appendages in this book. There is 100 and, let me just be sure. There are 198 appendages in this book. Am I saying that right? Appendixes? Appendixes. I should have just read it. Hooked on Phonics didn't work for me. I'm okay with that. Okay. So there are 198 you know what I'm trying to say. So let's say you want to put together a little Bible study. You could go to the back and say you wanted to do one on the conception of Jesus, which took place at or around what we consider Christmas. Okay, no, he was not born on Christmas. He was born sometime around September. I want to say first fruits, because if you put all of the pieces together, all signs points to he is the first fruits. Why not have him on? But that's neither here or there. There is, I don't remember which appendix. I should have had it highlighted. Anyway, it's in here. It's like 140 something. I don't know, but there's more in here about anything that has to do with Jesus and his conception and all that stuff. But if you read the book of Luke, since he was a doctor, he kind of has like that muffy, high education language. If he was to read the Greek, out of the other three Gospels, he uses a lot of medical jargon. So anywho, so he breaks down, like, so you need to know about their culture, how long it takes to walk from the temple to his house. It says there's a Sabbath walk. What is a Sabbath walk? You need to know horticulture, which is pretty much farmers talk, their jargon. What do they do when it comes to like bringing in sheep and stuff? So you need to know all of those things, and it does tell you when Elizabeth was impregnated, and then 6 months later Mary was visited by Gabriel and whatever. So anyway, I don't want to go too far in here. I think I just saw the world ages here. The 10 words, no. All right, so companion Bible, $21, $40. Okay, so now if you're like, hey, I don't really, not that you can't read, but that's just not you. You don't absorb reading. I absorb better listening. So there's an app for that. This is called the Proclaimer Mini. I'm gonna turn it on for you so you can hear how loud it is. You can have the option of doing the speaker or the phone jack. I usually just put on the speaker.
And his mother marveled at what was said about him. And Simeon blessed them and said to Mary his mother, behold, this child.
Okay. So whenever I leave my house, just in case, 'cause I don't know what I'm going to do, I just throw it over my head. When I come home, it goes there, and I press play if I don't feel like dealing with the computer light, because I'll go to sleep listening to sermons or whatever. Or if I'm too lazy and can't be bothered to get my phone from out there, I'll just press play and listen to it. It's that simple. This is on the Faith Comes by Hearing website. It was about $43. I think the shipping was free. You can get a Bible app, Bible stick. I'm sorry, I'll show you what it looks like. I think I still have it here, but no. All right, so we're gonna have to do this real time. Maybe I already have it here saved. Let me get to images. This is the first one that I had. That one right there. The headphones were a little So I just used the headphones that I had laying around. That one, the Bible stick, comes in black or in white. I think the one that I had was in black. Perhaps now they're doing it in white. I don't know. I didn't ask. They can load any version if they have that language, and then also you can have the option of the full Bible or just the Old Testament or just the New Testament. It takes one AAA battery. The one AAA battery would last me 2.5 nights. That one doesn't have a speaker, but I just had those, those headphones that I can't get bothered to. They're right there. You see, right there. That's my headphone. The one that stays in your ear, and then it goes into my dreams, and I study that way. So I'm constantly studying. I sometimes see things a different way than I would if I would have been listening to it or reading it. When I'm dreaming, and it comes into my dreams, like I can hear, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. Moving right along. So that's another way that I study. Anyway, back to the Bible stick. It takes one AAA. I think it's about like 18 hours or 24 hours of playtime, depending on how strong. Because if you get dollar store batteries, you're done. You know what I mean? Half an hour and you're done. The years of Panasonic when it was a cheap brand. Anyway, this one is the Proclaimer. It's $40-something. The reason why I bought it is because I wanted the full version of the Bible, not just the half one. I wasn't complaining because I got it for free when I was in the Army at the chaplain station. It was there. That one, this is the charger that comes with it. And it's not your traditional cell phone charger. It's their proprietary charger. And that one probably lasts me, if I'm listening to it with headphones and I'm not using the speakers, it'll last me 2 nights. But if I'm using the speakers at full blast and I'm at work, it'll last me from my work starts at 11, probably by 5 o'clock. So if I start on Genesis, it'll end around Judges or Joshua, somewhere around there, depending on if I press pause, if I turn it off, if I'm messing with it, skipping, using more batteries, then it won't last as long. Using the speaker. Okay, so we've already gone through. If you don't have the money, or if you just want a good Bible app to listen to and read, there's that. New Testament at the dollar store. Precepts. Sansa. That's why you have no hair on your butt, because you rub it everywhere. You want to say hi? Come on, come say hi. Don't run from me. Want to say hi? Say hi to YouTube. Whoa, Sansa. Hey, hi. All right, get. All right, so $21, $40. Now this is for those that want to study deeply. But before I go into that, I just want to say the Strong's Concordance. You don't need to spend $24 on this, because if you have a computer or a cell phone, you can download the app for your cell phone. It's a Bible Hub, or you can just go on your computer into whatever search engine you prefer, put Bible Hub, and then, like, I have a folder called The Word, and everything that has to do with the Word I stick in there. So if I'm studying in any way, whether it's with somebody on YouTube, my Bible, or audio, or if I'm just watching TV and a verse pops in my head, or a person's name that's in the Bible I want to know, I just boop, check, right? So, but there are those type of people. Like, I know I had a warrant officer in my unit that was like, I can't mess with those Kindles. I want the book in my hand. So this is for those people that want the book in your hand. It is $23.99. in the Christian bookstore. It's probably more expensive if you go out of the Christian bookstore. I guess they buy books in bulk, and then they just drop down the price. So this behemoth right here, gotta be like 10 pounds. So it's kind of like a how to put together a sermon, a Bible study, or all those other terms. I don't really go to church, so I don't know what those churchy terms are. But if you wanted to put together a lesson or a lecture, I'll just use college talk. If you want to put together a lesson or a lecture, you can go in here. It's from A to Z. Like if you want to do a lesson on Dominion, you go to Dominion. It's right here. I'm not going to move closer. This thing is like, you see, I have to use it like a boombox. So there's 2 places in the Bible where you can look up Dominion. It's in Dan chapter 7 verse 27, and then also in Colossians chapter 1 verses 16. So you can put together, then you go to your Bible, you read up on that and see like, okay, what else, what other points I want to drive in, and then if you want to link Dominion with Kingdom. Oh no, wait, there's Dominion and then Dominions. There's a lot for Dominion. Let me show you real quick because I don't want people to think that there's only, okay, so Dominion starts here. I know it's blurry, I'm sorry, it's just, and I don't have a fancy camera. Well, I'm broke. So all of this and all of this is Dominion, and then these 2 for Dominion. So the same concept that I said earlier for just this one. So all this right here would be where you would locate it, and there's numbers on the side, and I'm thinking that that's correlating to what I'm going to talk about next. So we know that the Bible is comprised of Hebrew and Greek. So we're going to go to the page where... Alright, I'm going to have to stand up and show you guys this. I really don't want this to be too long, and I'm already running. Sansa, por Dios, mueve. Arranca para allá. Man, I can't do nothing with this dog. Alright, I got to study myself. Maybe I'll just hold it here. Alright, I don't know if you can see this. Let me move it closer. Nope, I'm just going to twist the chair. Alright, so... see these series of numbers right there? Right? Every word that's in the King James Version is linked to its proper word or translation in the Greek or Hebrew. The Greek has up to, from one word, one number, all the way up to 5,000 and some change, and the Hebrew is 1 all the way up to 8,000 and some change. So what I want to do is go to 1961. I'm pretty sure it was a good year. I wouldn't know because I was born in 82. All right, found it. So remember I told you the word haya, which was translated as was, and it should have been translated as become or became. So you go here to 1961, and it says the word in Hebrew, in their alphabet, the way it looks, and then it says haya with the little accents on there, and then it says how to pronounce it, and then it goes into, it's a prime root, and then it says to exist, i.e. to be or become, come to pass, always emphatic, and not a mere, I don't know what that word, I don't know if it's a shortened copula, I don't know what that word is, so now I'm going to have to go on my dictionary, which there's an app for that if you'd like, and figure out, because I don't like not knowing what a word is. Like, I need to know everything all the time. And then, okay, so to become, accomplish, committed, like, break, follow, happen, have, last, pertain, quite, and then oneself, require, and then use or whatever. So it's like not only does the Strong's Concordance help you to build a lesson or a lecture, it actually breaks down what the word is in the Hebrew so that you can get a better idea. For instance, anyone that does not hate their mother or father we know that if they had a Strong's Concordance and they would have flipped to all the way back here in this side where the Greek is, and went to, you go to, like if you're using the website, you go to the website and you pull up on the drop box Luke, I think it's in Luke, or John, one of those two. Then you go to the chapter, and then you go to the verse. And then once you're there, then you go click Greek, and then it'll break it down into the Greek. And then where it says the word, and then the mistranslation, then you click on the number, and it takes you to what this is. And then it says the word, how it's used, if it's a verb, or, oh my goodness, verb, a noun, or whatever else there is. I'm not a reading major. I flunked out in school. I'm surprised I even got my associate's degree. But you don't need school to be an artist, huh? I guess not, right? Neither here nor there. So you'd go here and see where that word is, and then, boom, you get love less. So that's how you use the concordance. Now this is my baby. I just got this yesterday, and this is 4-volume. You can get it in just one Shazam, but that would mean that it'll probably be bigger than this. Or if it was to be in just one book, then the words would be tiny, and then I'd have to bust out my magnifying glass. I'm going to be 40 in a few years, and my eyes are not as good as they used to. So I'm going to break down the volumes. Okay, I put it in order. Alright, so we have the first book is from Genesis to Ruth. The second one is from 1 Samuel to Psalms 55. And then this one's from 56 all the way to Malachi. And then this one is the Greek. There's only 27 books in the Greek. So I'm going to open up this one so you guys can see what it looks like from the inside. Alright, so this is the Hebrew text, and then the English text. And then it has, see how the top row is numbers? I'm sorry, I work in the pipe yard and my nails are nasty. So, okay, just in case. You wanted this finger? Okay, better. So this is the numbers, and then this is the Hebrew, and then that's the English. And then here is what it would read in full English, because if you try reading it on the Hebrew side, it'll kind of sound like a Yoda, or if you were voicing American Sign Language, if you know how to sign. That's what it'll sound like. So they pretty much put it in a readable, like for our brains to make sense of it. And I think I'm going to call it here. Oh my goodness. I got it down to 30-something minutes. I know it was dry, I know it was boring, I'm sorry, but just know that I will be having some studies in the future, but I'm going to be moving soon, so I don't know how I'm going to swing that. But for sure, once we're done with the move, then I'll have my videos. I'm going to start a blog, because I have like a bunch of thoughts. I don't really have friends. I mean, I have friends, but I don't hang out. And I'm pretty much like one of the only people in my family that lives this life, my immediate family. But yeah, so I guess that's just a brief introduction. Not brief. That wasn't brief at all. I know, I'm sorry. Oh, you can watch this in ×2, and it'll be 15 minutes. I just saved you 15% by switching to 2.5. Not 2.5. That didn't work. Neither here nor there. Anyway, so I'm done. Thank you for sticking with me this long, and I miss doing my videos, because I'm sorry that I've been going off into tangents, but you have to understand how I think. Have you guys ever watched Robot Chicken? If you haven't watched Robot Chicken, go on YouTube and just put Robot Chicken, click on any episode, and just watch how they go from scene to scene to scene to scene. That's how my brain works. Like when I saw an episode for the first time, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is how my mind works. Anyway, so now I'm done with that. But a little quick preview on how I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to do my my regular Bible studies. I'm going to start in Genesis and end in Revelation. I don't know how long. Maybe it'll take us a year for us to get through it. But we're going to get through it together, utilizing the Strong's Concordance and this. And then I also would like to get a 3-volume book on like Josephus and those other, like, those people, the historians of those times. And then I want to get another book on what the custom was in their times, because a lot of times now people tend to, when they read their Bibles, they tend to pin our culture now on top of what they're reading, when it really should be, no, you need to learn their culture back then, both in the Hebrew and the Greek, because there's a lot of things get lost in the sauce because we have that mentality. I don't know, do you understand what I mean? Like, even with cultures nowadays, people, like, we project our cultures onto other people's cultures, and then we like, wait a second, you put ketchup on your rice? You haven't put ketchup on your rice? That thing is, put ketchup on your rice. It's yummy. Some people put soy sauce on their rice. Some people put hot sauce. Some people put sugar and butter. I don't understand it, but hey, ketchup. I also put ketchup on my pizza. It's slamming. I love it. But anyway, back to the story. Back to the subject at hand. So, I want to do regular studies, going through every book, every chapter, every verse, breaking down this and that and the third. But I also want to do specials, like the 3 Earth Ages and Easter. Why y'all need to be leaving that alone? Well, what does Christmas have to do with Christ? What else? Other stuff, other stuff. And then probably share some dreams that I had that I don't really tell anybody because I'm like, oh, you're so lame. But I've had. And then what else? But in my style of how I think. So it's going to be serious, but not really. Come on, let's be frank. I'm not serious. Look, okay, that's it. I'm going to leave it right here. Because if not, I'm just going to like tax out the space of my computer. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for sticking with me. Just remember, you don't need money for a Bible. You can go to the dollar store and pick one up, a New Testament. You could download the app. And yeah, if you need a Bible, let me know. I can help you out. Audrey, out.